It's the ride to work. I saw within the last day or two that the Dow Jones Industrial Average has made a new all-time high, gaining back all of its blue chips from 2007 to date, and people on Wall Street are all patting each other on the butt, you know, talking about what a great day it is. That signs of economic recovery are finally here. We're reclaiming what's been lost. Blah blah blah. It's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is not the world that was in 2006, 2007. You may have regained all the losses from 2007 as far as the digits go, but the value of those digits are greatly diminished. And it's this little paparazzi piece for the you know, the corporate news swearing Cenobites. It's a total whitewash, you know. And so I'm thinking, you know, every time we hit a new high, within a day or two, you see a huge spike down, you know. So I'm thinking we're right there at that, you know, I don't know, I want to say second dog leg down or third dog leg down, whatever you want to look at it. You know, I mean, at the time of, you know, the first big crash in 2007, where Hank Paulson came up in front of Congress and said, if you don't bail us out, there's going to be riots in the streets, there's going to be martial law, blah, blah, blah. Financial terrorism going on in the Congress. And that's exactly what it was. He was using an act, you know, the threat of terror to push a political, you know, to push his political agenda, his financial agenda. And so, you know, I mean, I keep telling people, you know, the biggest terrorists aren't hiding in caves in Azkrakistan. Okay? The biggest terrorists are in charge of the public offices. You know, these corporate and banking terrorists put their guys into the office, you know, the offices of the public servants. They don't serve us. They serve themselves. They serve themselves. So, you know, hey, maybe that's why DHS has put 2,700 urban tanks on the, you know, on the highways and byways in the cities and in the fields of the United States, because they know they're going to take the economy down. They're going to need those tanks in order to quell the unrest, because everybody's about to lose everything. Not going to be able to buy, even if there's food on the shelves, you're not going to be able to buy that food because they're pulling the plug on the dollar. That's going to piss some people off, especially the welfare hordes. That's going to be fun. That's going to be a great day in hell. So this, this financial thing is just another evidence to me of the fallout of social engineering. I mean, these people are so detached from reality and so abhorrent to the truth of a matter. These people can't tell the truth even if it would serve them. They are incapable of doing honest business, and so they run perpetual fraud. Everything out of their mouths is another act of fraud and treason. You have to look at it from their perspective. In their minds, they're doing the right thing. So the lines are being drawn. I mean, these financial terrorists, they say these like blank fines. We're doing God's work, and you know what? He's absolutely right. They are doing God's work. Even the servant of Satan himself is still just the servant of Yahweh Elohim, King of the universe. He set the chessboard in motion. He is the master of both good and evil. And he uses evil for his good purpose. So they're absolutely right. Even the most evil person is only as evil as Elohim allows him to be. If there was a human being on earth that was the absolute filth of society and the universe, he could only be so filthy. Now look at it this way. You get a choice, but concerning the choice that you make, you only have a certain parameter in which you're allowed to operate. You can't absolutely destroy the earth overnight. That's why it's taken them, these people, the collective they, 100 years to push this plan through, and now 100 years is up, and they're behind schedule, and so they want this thing done yesterday. The good people in this earth have held back this tide, for 100 years, and each time they've held it back. What do you think about the crash in the 80s, in 1987? Remember that, there were these news articles, that were on prime time talking about the doomsday clock, sometime in the late 80s or early 90s, they talked about how the doomsday clock has been pushed back, a couple minutes. I think they said that just to lure people into a false sense of security. Oh, okay, great, we pushed the clock back. It's no longer 2 minutes to midnight. It's now 4 minutes to midnight. Whoa, wow, yay, good, yay. But these people's agenda has never stopped. They always push, they nudge. Yeah. Remember that book, Nudge? Well, we're done nudging. And now we're done pushing. Now the knives are out. So the Dow Jones sits over, it's like some 40, 50 points over its previous all-time highs, 2007. That's craptacular. I mean, oh man, that is so spastastic. I can hardly contain myself. I can hardly stay in my seat. It's so bumtastic. Ass-tastic. It's so awesome. And, you know, I'm looking for the other shoe to drop now, because you know they're going to do it. And, you know, they've been doing it for 5 years now. One day we're going to see those new highs, and then within a couple days they give you, you know, like the Fox Business gives you. One day it gives you the happy stock exchange floor, and then the very next day it gives you the very unhappy stock exchange floor. I know you've seen those images being, you know, they go from the old men in the corporate nooses looking at the boards and going, yay! And then the next day you see some young guy with his head in his hands, as if he's trying to get rid of some kind of stress headache, and Dow takes negative turn, or what, you know, whatever their headlines are. It's all a joke. You know, it's like if you're watching the stock market, you are not paying attention. You are not paying attention. Stop looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. It is no kind of indicator. If it's an indicator of anything, it's an indicator of how great the fraud is, and how quickly the membrane of the American dream bubble is about to implode. Oh yeah, this great giant facade of American democracy in action. You know, it's all crumbling, and the veneer's peeling off. And what are we going to find behind it but a gigantic cockroach that's eating the American dream from the inside out? You know why they call it the American dream? Because you got to be asleep to believe it. I love this country. I love the people in it. But we're in great danger. It's time to stop playing this game. It's time to reset and move on.